joining us for 13 News at noon. I'm Samantha Johnson. In for Karen Campbell this afternoon alongside Sean Ash. It's Wednesday, afternoon on Wednesday. A little cooler than earlier in the week, but is the rain gone?
Rain pretty much moving out. Now we get ready. We've got some big temperature swings over the next 7 days. Unfortunately for snow lovers, we're swinging warm and wet for Christmas Day here. Let's talk about today, Sam, and we'll take you through the next couple of days too. Upper 30s, lower 40s. Little bit of hint of some blue sky there from our camera in Carmel. A lot of it's going to be underneath the gray today, but we'll keep in at least the hopes of some peaks of sunshine. Yeah, this is the rain shower action that we had. It's departing on schedule right now. In its wake, 37 Lafayette, 38 Peru, around 41 degrees here in Indy compared to 24 hours ago, roughly about 5 degrees cooler, almost 10 degrees cooler there in Terre Haute. So the thicker cloud deck is departing, 41 with a northwest wind at 14. Relatively quiet as the kids get home from school, you get home from work. But that wind is going to have a little bit of sting to it. Some peaks of sunshine in play here. The wind coming off of Lake Michigan tonight puts in some scattered lake effect snow showers east, northeast of Indy. More substantial snow maker coming at us. We'll time it out, talk about how much to expect, all ahead in the forecast.
And we'll see you then. With these rain and snow chances in the forecast, you want to make sure you've got the WTHR weather app. You can get the current conditions and radar right there on your phone. That's a free download in your phone's app store. Well, for the first time in 15 years, a man was executed today in the state of Indiana. The execution of Joseph Corcoran started just after midnight Central Time at the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City. He died at 12:44 a.m. His last words were, quote, "Not really, let's get this over with." Corcoran was sentenced to death back in the 90s for fatally shooting 4 people, including his brother. Corcoran's attorneys filed multiple motions for a stay of execution, arguing he should not be put to death because of mental illness. A last request to the U.S. Supreme Court to stay the execution was denied just last night. Today, Attorney General Todd Rokita issued a statement on the execution, saying in part, quote, "A jury recommended and a judge imposed a sentence of death for the senseless murders of 4 people. My office fought to defend that sentence and state law every step of the way, and the Indiana Department of Correction carried it out professionally." Corcoran was scheduled to be executed with a powerful sedative called pentobarbital, but the state has yet to confirm if that was used. This afternoon, Metro Police are investigating a shooting on Indy's southwest side. This happened last night on Canby Road. That's where police say they found a man shot at least once. He was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Investigators say there was some sort of disturbance during a gun sale that ended in gunshots.
This is a good point to get out to people that if they are going to do any type of sales at night, they probably should consider doing it in a very well-lit area where there are other people around that can witness it. And quite frankly, I would recommend not doing it at night, doing it at daytime.
So at last check, police are still looking for a suspect in this case. If you know anything, you're asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. Now to frustrations from IMPD Chief Chris Bailey after a 14-year-old boy was arrested for the stabbing that killed a 14-year-old girl. Annabelle Trujillo was a freshman at Arsenal Tech High School. She was killed just blocks from her school just after 9 o'clock Monday morning. Police tell us they found the suspect at the school and he was taken to the Juvenile Detention Center. We're working to learn what led up to this stabbing, but Chief Bailey calls it heartbreaking.
One life is gone, one is changed forever. Both families changed forever, a community changed forever, school, children impacted for that. It's devastating.
Now 13 News talked to Annabelle's grandfather. He said he wasn't ready to talk about everything that happened, but he told us Annabelle was a bright light and was friends with everyone. Over the past year, we have seen countless crimes involving kids and teenagers, some as young as 12 years old. And now a father is speaking out in an interview you will see only here on 13 News. He says he's tried everything to help get his son off the streets. Our Chase Howell sat down with him.
I think I'm going to end up burying him or he'll be in prison because they won't help me.
The last 2 years have been anything but easy for Wayne Hughes when it comes to raising his 14-year-old son.
You know, I've set up just thinking if when my phone ring next, would it be the coroner or will it be IMPD?
Hughes says his son has run away more than a handful of times since he was 12 years old. He even sends updated pictures of his son to the detective who often oversees his case.
This time it was 2 months he was gone, and it's never been quite 2 months he's been gone. So this time it was a little bit more nerve-wrenching, you know, just wondering where he is, what he's doing. The weather changed. So yeah, it was horrible.
But over time, running away gradually turned into stints in juvie, where his son is today. According to Hughes, his son was arrested earlier this month after he and 2 other teenagers allegedly robbed a man of his car at gunpoint.
Now he's at a point where things are gotten serious and I'm getting no help still. And I've talked to IMPD about it. I've even been on the phone with an officer, and the officer has told me, like, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you raise your son.
Hughes says he's tried everything. He sent him to a behavioral treatment center, put him in therapy, sent him to camps, signed him up for sports, and even asked a judge to keep his son in custody longer.
Every time he goes, it's a slap on the wrist. They put him on GPS for maybe 30 days, maybe 60 days. He takes the band off and he's gone again.
And now Hughes says he's struggling and has run out of options. In June, the city hired Ralph Durrett as its chief violence prevention officer to focus on helping kids like Hughes' son. Durrett says his job is to work with community partners and meet youth where they're at, like at the Marion County Juvenile Detention Center.
It's a tough time to be in a detention center, especially for a young person around this time. So really building a relationship with them.
Durrett also says his job is to identify gaps in curbing youth violence. But as you heard from Hughes, there seems to be a gap getting assistance for parents.
This is not necessarily on the community at large. This is on the organizations to be able to reach out and do the things that they're supposed to do within the communities that they say that they serve.
Durrett hopes his work will help parents like Hughes, who says after exhausting all of his options so far, he hates to see his son locked up, but he's happy to know he's off the streets. Reporting in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.
This afternoon, Greenfield Central Schools is now facing a lawsuit in the suicide death of a 10-year-old student. The parents of Sammy Toish say he was bullied relentlessly and the district did nothing to address it. Sammy died back in May. We reached out to the district superintendent. He says he does not have a new comment or statement at this time. This afternoon, new allegations of sexual misconduct have been filed against the state Senate Minority Leader Greg Taylor. The Indy Star reports 3 more women have come forward accusing Taylor of making unwanted advances and touching them without permission. These allegations come after 3 other women accused him of similar acts last month. Now Taylor is responding to the latest allegations, saying in part, quote, "I vehemently deny these allegations. These false allegations from over 15 years ago are untrue and unsubstantiated and were never brought to my attention or that of Senate leadership." Now, despite those allegations, fellow Democrats voted to re-elect Taylor as minority leader during a meeting last month. They said they didn't have the full scope of information about the harassment claims before that re-election vote. Well, in less than a month, a new legislative session is set to begin. But right now, lawmakers are working to get answers to the $1 billion shortfall uncovered in the Medicaid budget last year.
Outside of government, if somebody made a $1 billion mistake, you would have been fired and not retained and not rehired.
That was Republican State Senator Chris Garden questioning a representative from Milliman. That's the firm behind the numbers forecast that really missed the mark. Officials attributed the Medicaid budget shortfall to unforeseen demand and exponential growth in certain services. That prompted a series of cuts by the Family and Social Services Administration.
You're talking to Hoosier taxpayers right now. Explain to them how this happened, and explain to them how we can be assured that this isn't happening again right now before our eyes. What reassurance do we have as the fiscal body in charge of $44 billion of Hoosier taxpayer money?
Sir, I can tell you that this information is presented with great care, great time. We have spent the last 6 months together with FSSA working tirelessly to put together this forecast that you have in front of you.
Indiana's Medicaid director is ensuring improvements to the accuracy and reliability of that forecast. 2025 is a budget year for state lawmakers. Oh, this is fun. Check this out. This is the cast of the Nutcracker, not on stage, no, performing on an Indigo bus. The Indianapolis Ballet, they teamed up with the public transportation system to promote the show and rides to the ballet. So you can catch the Nutcracker at the Murat starting this week through Sunday night. Tickets start at just $35. And coming up this afternoon at 12:45, the Indy Ballet will join us live to talk all about the production and how they keep this holiday tradition alive.